We got to.
What's going on, guys? Bob from Olympusiron, finishing up this Q&A, doing the Instagram questions next. I got the most turnout from the Instagram because you Instagram followers are sick. You guys are awesome. Let's start it off. There's a lot of them, so let's run right through these. How to gain more size in the lower leg, like below the calf. Average calf insertion, but I'm 6 feet, so below them look like twigs from the bottle of calf tangles. Any ideas? Nope, that's genetics, man. Sorry, I got a high calf insert too. Can't do anything about it. Unless you want to inject synthol in there. I don't know. I wouldn't do that either. What's the next show you're training for? The Cape Cod Natural, October 11th this year. When are you coming out to train? When are you coming out with Train Like a God tanks? I want one. Soon, really soon. Got to talk with Barthel and get it going, guys, because I've been really busy now. That's why I don't want to like commit to that many orders. Like I did it before tax season with the shirts, but I'm taking it to a whole nother level this summer. Best way to perform cardio while cutting: hit or list, or preference only. I usually do hit and then I do steady state. I answered it in the last video, but I mix back and forth. I like hit because it's quick, but I also like steady state, especially on the elliptical. Joe Stantic, how much bulk is too much? You asked me this question personally. My Facebook page, I believe you messaged me. How I knew was that like at some point I kept going and I realized that I was gaining more fat than I looked in the mirror basically, and I was just like, you know what? This isn't a successful bulk. It was originally a successful bulk, then it started getting away from it, and that's when you should know. You look into the mirror and you're like, okay, I'm holding a little bit more fat here. You know when you're gaining weight, but you can feel it's fat. You can know if it jiggles, it's fat. So if you're gaining weight and you're jiggling more, you're gaining fat and you're not gaining muscle, so it's time to back off. My new philosophy is staying really close to my on-season weights. Well, relatively close to my on-season weights, kind of like Dennis Wolf, and it makes it easier for you to cut down for your show. All right, what should an obese person start with? Cardio, weight loss, or weight training? I like to say both because you want to build muscle and you also want to burn the calories too. One of the big mistakes is a lot of people just go on the cardio machine and burn a ton of calories, but they're not building their upper body muscle, so you're losing a lot of weight, but the skin is still going to remain, and the muscle tightens that and actually makes it look better. Why don't you love me? Sorry, 9Jax1. I have only one love, actually two loves, Michaela in the gym. Do you believe in setting a regular time to work out? No, I don't. I wish I could, but with all busy schedules, people got to work their asses off. You can't do it nowadays. How do you fix a lagging body part? How many times do you hit a body part? I hit it twice a week, and usually I'll do varying things like heavy weight one day, and then one day I'll do lightweight, but really focus on the mind-muscle connection. On a cut, do you eat under your BMR? Obviously, you got to eat under your BMR. Do you count macros for everything, maintaining bulk and cutting? I mostly count macros for cutting, but this bulk I'll probably count macros for bulking. Do you supplement while cutting? No, I just use my regular stuff, which is like fish oil. I guess I do supplement. I just use fish oil, like a protein digestive enzyme. I use a multivitamin, just basic stuff. I don't use any like fat burners or stuff like that. You've decided to get aesthetic again, to get ready for the show. How do you go about deciding whether or not your bulk was sufficient enough to start the cutting process? I believe I answered that before, but I guess you just know, you feel around your stomach. I was feeling way too much fat, and my upper body, I had gained enough fat under my chest and stuff. I was just like, no. You should be around 12%. I was going into the 13%, 14% kind of range. Take your body fat, get your body fat done regularly. Does heavy contact sport affect muscle strength or growth? I don't think so, honestly. I think that like a contact sport is good. It helps with explosive muscle growth. Where's the rest muscle and how do I train it? Sirs. There is no rest muscle. I don't take rest days unless I absolutely need them. Can you really undo gains if doing cardio too long, too intense? Undo gains, man? What does that mean? Does that mean just lose muscle? You lose muscle if you do too much cardio and you don't have enough macros you don't have enough protein in order to support your muscle growth. You're going to lose muscle. That's exactly what happens. How much can you bench press? 285 is the most I've ever put on the bar. Probably can do more, but I haven't yet, so that's it. How often do you train abs and calves? I only train calves twice a week, and I train abs about 3 times a week, now that I'm actually getting that aestheticness again. Alright guys, sorry about that. I couldn't see the rest of the comments online, so I just have my phone out now. Alright, what's my split? Legs, chest, tries, back, buys, legs again. Well, I do calves on both those leg days. And then I'll do shoulders, and then I'll do chest again, then I'll do arms, and then shoulders in the same day on that Saturday. So that's my split. What do you think about refeeds? Firstly, drop calories until too low, then refeed, or just every 1 to 2 weeks? I say every 1 to 2 weeks. It's worked better for me. I don't have any scientific reason why. It just works better for me. Best way to get a big chest and shoulders? Train them. Train them hard and train them often if you're a natural. What are your deadlift cues? I dig my feet in the ground. I make sure that I'm thinking about the bottom of my foot. Like I really focus on the bottom of my foot, because at first I was pulling with my hands instead of actually driving my feet down and activating my hamstrings, glutes, and really my core. So I focus on my feet, then I focus on breathing and holding that intra-abdominal pressure, and then what I'll do is I start from the top, I go, and then I'll grab it and then rip it right off the ground. How do you accurately get your recommended macros while cutting? I did a video on it, check it out. It's on YouTube. What bodybuilder has the best natural physique, not men's physique or anything, someone with a lot of size? A lot of size and natural. That's real tough, man. Honestly, I really like Augus's physique. He's really small in person, but he's just, I love his abdominal structure. I love how his triceps look, man. He's got a good physique, and almost 100% sure he's natural. So that's my answer. And I also like Chris Jones. He's got a really great back. Let's see. Are you ever going to compete powerlifting, or you're just going to stick with bodybuilding? I'm probably going to compete powerlifting, actually. What's pretty exciting is that, like, I believe in being the all-around athlete, so you should just be good at everything. So I'm going to start with bodybuilding. You know, I really like bodybuilding right now. I like the aesthetic physique, but I see powerlifting in my future. What's your hair routine, wax, and style? Usually I use paste. Like I said in my last video, Redken paste. That's what I usually use. That's good stuff to get your hair aesthetic as fuck. What do you do? Why are you doing a bro split? Do you simply enjoy that more than a leg push-pull? For example, I'm not really doing a bro split, man. I'm actually hitting, you know, multiple body parts multiple times a week. So I'm actually doing something even higher volume than push-pull legs. Would you suggest cutting from around 17% down to around 10 to 12, then bulk from there, or just straight bulk for about a year, then cut down? I would get to 10 to 12 first. What do you consider a workout complete? Do you go by feel, sets, reps, exercises, time? I usually go by feel. Like, I'll know when I'm burnt out. But also, if I know that I'm burnt out by like 30 minutes, like something's up. I'll usually like carb up. I'll like get a banana or something like that. But usually I've timed my workouts that about an hour and a half is when I'm burnt out. Like, I'll do an hour of weights and then I'll do like a half hour of cardio. How do you personally deal with setbacks in the gym? What gives you motivation to get over them? Honestly, I've had a lot, and what I tend to do is I just switch my whole program up. Like when Nick Wright first came out with his push-pull leg split that Kyle Hunt gave him, I had hit a PR, a plateau a little bit before that. I switched to that, which broke a lot of plateaus to me, and then when that gave me a plateau, then I switched to the program I'm at now. So it's changing things up. It's like switching your days around. You'd be surprised, and in the weight and the reps. If you switch everything up, your body reacts well to it. Let's see. How do you go about getting more mass when you're on a plateau? Same thing I just said. Is there a reason why you do 2 shakes a day and eat a lot of chicken? I don't believe I get conditioned and I don't look as good when I'm just doing shakes. I only do 2 shakes and then I eat everything else from whole food because I feel like that gives me a better look. And I know my body, so know your body, guys. Can a natural train every day? Yes, I do it every day. Do you train to failure? No. I don't usually train to failure until it's my last set. If my last set, usually I do force reps or I'll do a drop set. But every set going to failure, I don't feel like it's beneficial. I feel it's beneficial at the end. Just get a couple pump sets, really just end it. Because if you go to failure every single time, I don't even know how I could get through my entire workout. You know, first set, you know, I'm already doing force reps. I'm already exhausted. So, and then you go through all these drop sets. I feel like do your straight sets until the end, and then that's at the end. Just go balls out. You know. Go balls out at the end of every single one of your sets. Favorite Dragon Ball Z character and saga? Vegeta, bro. Absolutely is my favorite. There is an argument there for Trunks. There is an argument there for Vegito. My favorite saga? Definitely the Cell saga, hands down. How much protein do you get in a day? Usually 275 grams. Ever dreamed you worked out a certain body part and woke up with that body part being sore? Serious? No, I haven't actually. That's pretty cool. What's your opinion on GVT, German volume training? The Germans know what's going on. Can you bulk up using carb backloading? Yes, you can, absolutely. Do you have any advice for teens who want to be bodybuilder and men's physique competitors? Be consistent in the gym, and the diet is everything. Do you let the haters hate? And I let the gangers gang. And the Myers mire. Do you think a 15-year-old can make valid gains, or is it a waste of time? Probably sounds stupid. You can make valid gains. My brother started when he was 15. So keep at it, man. There's nothing that's going to stop you, man. Just make habits now. Reap the gains later. How do you bulk without turning into a fat ass? Will cardio 3 to 4 times a week help? Yes, it will. Cardio will help keep your cardiovascular system from a health standpoint. You'll be in better shape, and it'll also help you with your conditioning and making sure you stay hard while still gaining those valuable muscle gains. But caution, you will have to eat more food because you're doing that cardio. Let's see. Advice for someone starting their YouTube channel. How do you grow your subscribers, or is that just a case of being patient and keeping content coming? Only if 20 people see it. If you have great content, you're funny, you're entertaining. I happen to know Nick Wright, so I got a good start off, but Nick didn't give me help until I had my own content, and he knew that's some place he wanted to start. He let me know that. It's really just being friends with people. It's not being thirsty. Don't be a thirsty bitch. You know, put out content that no one else has, and bring to the table something that no one else has. And, you know, Max Tuning got a ton of people for calling out August, calling out Candido for just a deadlift challenge. So if you have a special skill or something, sometimes making a video calling people out is a good way to do it. It's a healthy way to do it. Don't just say that they're wrong and like call them out over a negative thing, but like if you can do healthy competition to get your name out there, not when you first initially start off, but maybe after you build a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. You know, it's a process. All I have to say is be yourself. And if people don't like yourself, you won't have a successful YouTube channel. But the worst thing is having a YouTube channel that's successful when you're not being yourself. How did you and your GF meet? I was at a tanning salon. She thought it was hot. She thought it was aesthetic as fuck. A couple days later, just kidding. She thought I was hot though. But a couple days or months later, Nick Panero actually, he told me, hey, some girl at Venetian said that you were cute, and I was like, I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah. She's recently single, and she's like, I asked her, like, you know, has anyone ever come in here that looks good or you'd want to date? And she goes, there was this one guy. He was blonde, and he showed her my picture, and she's like, yeah, that's him. And he acted like he didn't know her. Well, long story short, first date, she comes over, and I tell her that I have a surprise for her. Wicked creeped out. I look like a total creeper. And Nick's sitting on my couch waiting for her, just to surprise her, to let her know that he knew me the whole time, that we were best friends. So that's the short story. What would you say the average fat consumption should be in grams per day? I'm on a 4,000 calorie bulk. I think that 30 to 35% fat if you're going to do a low carb is good, but 20% fat is usually good too if you want to do higher carbs. How to gain more size in the lower leg, below the calf. I already answered that. Never mind. What's the next show? Training for best way. That's it, guys. Rock on, man. I ripped right through that. Alright, guys. Make sure you visit Olympusiron.com. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter. And make sure you grab yourself an Olympusiron t-shirt for $19.99 because you want to help support this channel. I want to keep growing, guys. Alright, I hope you liked all the answers. If you have any clarifications that need to be made, I will be answering them in the comment section. Alright, guys. Later.